them too far, just let me know. Like remind me, and I'll just like we can go back and then.
I think they'll give us a signal or something, because we talked to you about filming it, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna film it anyway, and we'll get to a bigger audience.
Of course.
We have a small audience here.
Of course.
And like this is no reflection on your appeal at all.
No,
This
okay.
is 6 o'clock at night. On a day when a lot of people can stand away for a
No,
long
I
time.
understand.
You might have to hold it, Charlie.
Have to hold it.
Do you want me to hold it too? Fine.
Test. Is it good?
You're good now.
I'm good now?
I'm good now.
Well, that's weird. Why am I just not close enough?
Keep your electric energy. It needs to feel me through the microphone.
It needs to feel me through the microphone. I don't know if I like the sound of that. We're still early, right? We're still like 15 minutes early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aim for the chest. Then aim for the chest like this.
Aim for the chest like this. Like this. Hold it down, pointing to my chest.
Oh, say it from your chest.
Say it from your chest.
He said, but
Say it from your chest.
Use your
There we
diaphragm.
go. Talk like a man.
Right here. Right here.
I need a professional. I have to give you some advice.
It's all about breath work.
It's all about
It's all about breath work. Yeah. But honestly, it's like, yeah, this time of day,
Yeah,
at 6 o'clock.
quite honestly, it's the latest we've ever had one. And even when we have them like 5 o'clock, people are starting to
Go home.
because they've been here all day.
Yeah.
And I was telling somebody earlier, I said, it's too bad we can shift things around and have Max like midday, because then he would have had, already had it.
I think that was supposed to be like.
Oh, really? They changed
Yeah,
it?
they changed it.
Yeah, 1 o'clock would have been a good time too. So, yeah, well.
No, it's not a good time?
No,
Why not?
because the doors don't open until one, audience, if everybody's gonna come in and go straight to the audience.
Oh, that's true too.
Well, at 1 o'clock, honestly, that was a big rush for the signatures.
Yes.
There was a lot.
When people first came in.
Yeah. So maybe you're right.
I had early entry, so I was in at 11:30, and I went straight to the Larry's line, and there was a bunch of us there, but we were all grumbling, but she wasn't there, so we were like, we couldn't get rid of her.
Yeah, she wasn't there for a long time, was she?
She didn't get her till like 1.
Yeah.
So
So
by
you guys had
that
a long
point, everybody
wait.
else came in.
Yeah, I think a lot of people waited a long time for her.
Well, you didn't know.
Yeah.
I missed the first 200 panel files out in the lines, and then I was totally out of sync the rest of the way.
Well, I'm sorry, that's unforgivable. You can't miss the panels.
The panels like what do you like?
I love doing panels. Like, this is my 4th convention.
Yeah.
I did the first one in. Yay!
Right.
Yay! We got people! Yay!
Move
Awesome.
up here close.
Come on, it's gonna be a
Come on.
conversation between all 6 of us.
I know, a lot of people left.
It's that time of day.
It's just late in the day. And,
I'm tired too.
you know what?
I'm so happy you guys are here.
We're here.
And you too, who's ever is in there.
Yeah, that's Megan.
Hello, Megan.
Is that Triumph as in the bike Triumph?
Yes.
Do you have a bike?
Yes. I wouldn't wear this if I didn't have a truck.
Yeah,
That would be just
It would be
a poser.
A poser, right?
It's like, no, I have a Honda, but I'm wearing a truck. I was like, no way.
What color is your car?
It's the tank was hand painted white, gold, and black.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Do you want to see a picture before the panel? Yeah. No, you can't. We'll just go to my pictures.
I'm trying to remember when we take a lesson about this.
I want to see Ghostface's bike.
Right. Whoa, what did I just
I know, I filmed this then.
Oh, that's the. It's like old school looks, you know, so 1950s kind of looks, but it's all like matte black. House like that. Yeah, I love it.
If you have an Indian, like,
Oh my
that's badass.
I mean,
Glasses on
that's,
for that.
that's actually a bike that I wanted in the beginning, but I don't know about you guys, but in Canada, we don't have dealership. We have, in the whole region of Montreal, there's 2. And they're like 200 kilometers apart.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And miles is like 1.6
That was literally so good.
miles apart? About 160? Yeah, sorry. We have the metric system over there. Although we still talk about, you know, when you say what's your height? Not how higher. What's your height? You go like 5'10".
Don't you guys usually send
No, well, it depends on what. For height, or you know, for measure like a chair or you know an office or whatever, we're gonna go in inches. So we'll go like this is like 24 inches or 2 feet. But for distance, we do kilometers. I don't know.
My sister was
It's
in
everywhere in the
Germany, and always
world.
like, oh, it's there. I'm like,
Yeah. It's in kilometers.
I mean, I know we should be giving up the system, but
It just makes more sense. You know?
It does. It
It
really
does.
does.
It's like 10 centimeters is a decimeter, 10 decimeters is a meter, then, you know, 1,000 meters is a kilometer.
It's all
So-
base 10.
It's
Yeah.
not our fault, our parents.
No, I know, it's not.
Oh yeah.
I understand.
But it is so easier. But like once we're so used to it, it's like you have to.
Yeah,
When I first started
Well, all
teaching,
changed.
when I first started teaching at elementary school, 6th grade, and they were going to introduce the metric system here. And yeah, just
I wish we could.
anticipated. I don't really know if anybody said, forget it.
Change it.
Or,
Yeah.
I believe it would be good to like.
Both.
Yeah.
Or just learn to convert. You know?
Yeah. Well, so
Right.
in veterinary medicine, we always deal with like kids, and we convert kids to pounds. So like I learned how to do a lot of that
Yeah.
through work, but and like I can do it all the time. And people are like, hey, what? And you're like, yeah. And then like you come with kilometers, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It's just like easy to convert, you know, distance and stuff.
Yeah.
A mile, like how do you calculate a mile? Like half a mile, a quarter mile, like you know what I mean?
Where
It's
it's
not
like
a no though.
Yeah, you just know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like see that curve? It's not that curve. It's like
Yeah.
couple inches
It's
faster.
3/4 a mile.
Okay.
You know. Megan, you okay? You can just put it on the floor.
I genuinely don't know.
Did you just put it on the floor?
I don't
She
know.
won't
Very
just
to
set it
sit
on
on
the floor.
Oh, she won't? Listen, you've got
There you
plenty
go.
of empty each.
There you go.
And you've got plenty of empty
I was like
chairs there. if you
putting
want
it on the tip of your
chairs.
toes. Like,
Yeah, you can stretch it across a whole row of chairs.
we got another one. Yes.
Another one.
Yes.
Come
We got
join our
people.
intimate setting.
So you currently reside in Montreal?
That's I was born in that area.
How
Like
easy is it?
how easy it is. You're asking me about immigration?
Wanted there.
Jesus. I don't know.
He was like,
I hear it's hard to move to the U.S. from Canada.
Some Canadians just come to you and stand for the
No,
Yeah,
you
no,
can't.
my
I don't know about
You
that.
can't do that.
His wife was from Canada, and I'm like, why are you here? He's like, well, it's their job. I'm like, it's the U.S.
Yeah.
Like, I've lived here my whole life. I want to leave.
Yeah. I mean, it's always greener, right?
It always is. Yeah.
I mean, I would love to work in the States, like to have movies and acting jobs and stuff like
And go
that,
back home.
and go back home to live in Canada. Because I love my country right there. We've got free healthcare, we've got free education. It's great.
All of a sudden, Northern has looked better.
Oh, I don't know if it's better because you guys got like free market. You know, the government doesn't say much about what you have to do for money. I mean, there is, they do, but less than
They also have
Canada.
paper money.
Yeah.
Oh man, we are taxed so much.
I have.
We got 2 taxes to go to about 15%. Plus, like if you got federal tax, we got provincial tax. So we get taxed a lot compared to like the rest of the provinces. But we do have free healthcare. We do have, you know, free education. We do have, you know, a lot of those things. But the rest is like.
My sister had been wanting to do that, and she's like, man, it's so nice. I'm like, yeah. I did it a long time ago.
I mean, if you like the cold, come on up.
I actually hate like
And it doesn't get that cold.
But
Victoria's kind of nice. It's not that cold over there.
I also want to go to Ireland.
Yeah.
And Ireland is snowing. And I also like Canada's easier to like almost.
Yeah. But like from here, if you go straight up north, you'll go to BC. And BC is actually really nice because it's kind of like this microclimate because it's humid because of the Pacific. So it never gets below freezing. Or very rarely gets below freezing. It gets like in the winter, like it gets we deal in Celsius, you guys deal in Fahrenheit. So and again, it's like for some reason it's easier because once it gets to 0, that's the freezing point, right? You guys do what, 40 or something like that? What's the freezing point?
32.
32. Us is 0. If you go below that, it's -1, -2, -10, -50, right? But that's freezing point is 0, and then you go up and you go. Depending on
they actually put logic into it.
exactly.
It makes sense.
I'm still trying to figure out the Fahrenheit Celsius thing. It's like it's hard to convert.
We learned that in school. We learned how to convert it. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Nobody
Look it up.
remembers. Speaking as a teacher, none of my students
Yeah.
ever.
I mean, miles and kilometers. I know a mile or a kilometer is 1.3 miles.
It's something like that.
No, it's the opposite. Sorry, 1 mile is 1.3 kilometers, or 1.6, maybe 1.6. Anything.
Right. You know, because I used to run like 10K races, and it was like six
Something miles. Yeah, it's like 100 kilometers an hour, 60 miles an hour. That I know. Yeah. So that's easy for miles.
Yeah.
But for Celsius and Fahrenheit, because at one point it joins each other. I think it's like -30 or something.
Oh, really?
It joins each other, separates again. That's hard to figure out. You say, oh my God, more people! Yes! We've got people coming up! Woohoo! Hello! Yeah, we're going streaking! We're not.
We're just here first.
There's children here. Yeah, it's okay.
Plus, it's about 0 degrees Celsius in this room. It's freezing. It is freezing.
Is your last name, I'm probably going to do it.
Close. Not bad. I've heard way worse. It's Laferriere. Laferriere.
Laferriere.
Ferrier. I've
Do you
heard
have
it.
an Instagram?
Yes.
Well, there's like 10 of you, so I don't know.
Well, there's only one of me.
Literally. No, there's more than that. Everybody has your name.
It's Max __. It's a black and white photo. Very artsy.
Well, I heard it pronounced about 30 different ways today, so
Again,
I'm
you
glad
can,
I
you can
asked
call
you.
me any way, any way. you
Well,
want.
John has been after me all day and pronounced it a different way every time he
How do you
sees
pronounce
me.
it? Oh, that's not bad.
But he's saying it the right way now.
He's practiced.
He's trying to get into my head, so I mispronounce it.
Yeah.
You don't need to get in your head for that, Joe.
No, you don't.
We're recording too, so.
I know.
Is it, I feel
Thrilled
like
about
it's
that.
Italian.
It's French.
Okay, I was gonna say, either French or.
Yeah.
I went to totally different.
It's all good. It's all good. Latin language. It's all right. Yeah.
Just on something.
But it's French. Like you're not gonna hear that from that kind of name from France, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna hear it from the French Canadian. Yeah. It's basically our last name back in the day, like in the 1600s. So, the immigrants from like Europe came to Canada. They had a specific name, but they were giving a second name based on their jobs.
Oh, okay.
And mine means iron worker, like blacksmith.
Because she said farrier. And
Yeah.
I was like, I want to be shoe horses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got us to say it one time, so.
Do it. So So fire means art in French.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I took a little bit of French. I mean, was like I say, bonjour, je m'appelle.
Yeah.
Like, I was like,
Je ne sais pas.
Je ne sais pas. Je ne sais pas parler le français.
now you're lost.
It's perfect. But yeah, so you're gonna hear that in like French Canada. So Laferriere, or Laferriere. You know, this is all like French Canadian names based on their jobs back in the day. Yeah.
That's cool. My doctor he's from Canada, but he's Italian. He's already from Italian. And like, I know there's like a lot of like, speak French, you know, that means like, lingo.
Here's lingo.
You're Italian.
Talk to me in English. The universal language.
You guys, by, I don't know if I can use
This
this
is work.
Yeah, just test. By staying this late, you guys are in for a treat.
Thank you.
Because we're going to be talking today to someone who played the iconic Ghostface in Scream 6. And it's kind of ironic that my first panel today was called Behind the Mask.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because we did the rise of Leslie Vernon. And right now we're going to talk to a man who was behind one of the most famous masks in horror history. So he's a Canadian native. He made a name for himself as an actor, stuntman, producer. Let's welcome the man behind the mask, and God help me say his name, Max Laferriere.
Woo! You got it. You got it. Good shot.
Hey,
Well, thank you
Max,
very much for being
thanks
here.
for being with us. You're such a good sport.
Hey, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
I read that you started to act in local theater when you were in elementary school, but you really didn't get into it until you were in your 20s.
That's right.
What caused you to change your focus? I mean, why the gap? Or was it just a delay of life, or what?
Yes, exactly that.
Just life happened.
Just life. Is this too loud? Is it okay? It's okay. Okay, good. I started theater when I was really, really, really young in elementary school. Gave it a shot. Really liked it. And after that, life becomes life, and then you get influenced by your friends and stuff, and you're like, I want to do other things, I guess. And my father always told me, if you want to become an actor, you'll be poor all your life, and you'll eat Kraft dinner and peanut butter for the rest of your life. And I'll be like, that doesn't sound that bad. I like Kraft dinner and peanut butter. This is great.
Really?
And yeah, right. I'm sure together could be good. So I just did other things like study and stuff. And my sister, Kimberly, with the same last name. Yeah.
Do I have to say it?
Please? No. She's also an actor, tremendous actress. And she decided to do not what my father said. She was like, screw you, I'm doing it anyway. And she became quite successful.
Wow.
And she sort of influenced me and told me to go, if you want to do it, just do it. And I tried, and I got some kind of success out of it. I'm very happy about it.
I love the way that sometimes an interviewer will hit it like questions. Well, why not? Because my next question was, did you have the support of your family? And I guess a follow-up to what you're telling us then would be, did your dad come around when he saw
Yes.
the success that you guys were having?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as my father just wanted us, and my mother just wanted us to, be comfortable and be able to put food in the fridge and
Sure.
have our own place.
Sure.
So whenever we started getting more and more jobs and being more successful, then he was like, "I'm so proud of you. You're doing so great. You're doing like everything you wanted to do, and I'm very happy." Like, "Oh, thanks, Dad."
Do they suddenly become critics and say, well, you could have shaved for that role, or?
Well, no, not really. My dad is one of the most supportive one of my work, especially my stunt work, because it's a lot of action and a lot of stuff, so he likes that thing. And my mother always keeps saying, whenever I tell her I have a job, she goes, "Are you gonna die again?" I was like, "Are you gonna get killed again?" Because I get killed every time.
That's
As a
certainly a
stuntman,
mother's
you get,
question.
yeah, you get killed all the time.
Yeah.
I told her, "Yes, Mom, that's my job. I'm a professional dyer. That's what I do. I die in multiple ways."
Well, what was your first professional job? Was it stunt work or
No,
was
I
it
was acting. My first, it was a very, very small part. Let me think. Yeah, it was a very, very small part. My first well, I got paid,
Mhm.
for my work. It was a very, very small part for a character called Mustache Man
Oh.
in a TV show. It might be a movie called 18 to Life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a thing done in Montreal, and I was basically a glorified extra.
Okay.
Extra with a little bit of something to do. And,
Do you mind if I ask you how much you got paid for that?
it's very little.
Oh,
I got
okay.
paid like $200 a week.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm
I'm
thrilled with
glad,
that.
that it started that way in my career. I always, like, nothing happened in my career as like from 0 to 100, right? It started very low, started studying, got an agent, very small parts, student films, commercials, music videos, my own productions. It started very, very small, and then built up through the years through my studying, getting better at my job.
So where did this stunt work come in? How did you get involved in stunt work then? Was it just because those jobs were available, more so than the acting? Or?
I mean, becoming a stunt, it's a lot about your personality and what you do outside of work. So I've always been kind of like, in French we call it a casse-cou. So it's someone that's, likes adrenaline, basically.
Oh, okay.
So when I was a kid, I used to jump off my roof into snowbanks, and we built this ladder to go on the roof of my house when I was 16. No, I was 14, and I was jumping from the roof to the pool, but it was like a 3-story high house, and then the pool was like you had cement,
Oh my God.
like a curb, and then the low part of the pool for a good like 6, 7, 8 feet, and then it would drop like this, and then it was like the deep end. So we had to run, jump, and then land in like the deep end part of the
Wow.
pool. And I used to do stuff like that for fun. Like I really like that, those kinds of things.
Wow.
And and also I did like a lot of martial arts, and I did a lot of acrobatics when I was a kid, like gymnastics and trampoline and stuff like
How
that.
did your parents react to that?
To which one?
To jumping off the roof?
Oh yeah, whenever, like I didn't tell my mother.
Yeah, I guess not.
And then when she figured it out, she destroyed the ladder that we built. She's like, because it was a makeshift ladder, like just 2x4s and then like this. It was like shady just to get on the roof. And then she was like, "It's more dangerous to get on the roof in that ladder than jumping off." So she destroyed the ladder.
Well, in doing my research, I did find out that you were kind of an adrenaline junkie. So, is it just the thrill that motivates you to snowboard down a mountain or jump out of a plane at 15,000 feet?
You read my bio, that's great.
I did, yeah. I quoted the 13,000 feet. I got that right.
Yeah, exactly. I always just love that stuff. I like the thrill. I actually wanted to do skydiving because of the movie Point Break.
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze.
Oh, sure.
Everybody's like, yeah, that's such a good film, and surfing and
Right.
jumping off airplanes and robbing banks. No, I don't rob banks. Don't do that stuff.
Now that one classic scene where Patrick Swayze jumps out of the plane and he's just free falling.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
No, I love that movie, and that's sort of what made me want to, skydive.
Yeah.
Snowboard was just because, that's surfing up north, and that's what we got. And I skied my whole life.
Yeah.
And the rest is just like me being a little adrenaline junkie and jumping off rooftops into snowbanks.
That's cool. Now see, somebody like me can't conceive of that. But I do think it's amazing when people do that.
No.
What are some of the programs, some of the television programs, and some of the films that you've done stunt work on?
Oh God.
You did work on one of the X-Men
I
movies,
did,
right?
yes. The latest one, it's X-Men Dark Phoenix. Yeah, I had a little stunt actor part in it. I was like one of recall the character's name, but he's one of the guards on the train. And then, I'm not going to spoil it, but it doesn't end well for me.
One of your mom's favorite roles.
Yes, exactly.
Surely.
Are you going to die again? I don't know. Maybe.
And you know, one of our favorite films, John and I were talking about this, What We Did in the Shadows. Did you do some stuff?
What We Do in the Shadows,
What We Did in the
yes. Oh my
Shadows.
God, it's such a good show. Yeah, I did a stunt double job for that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was a very small stunt, but it was a lot of fun to do.
What was the, I'm just curious, what was the set like? I mean, what was the, yeah?
It was outside in Canada, night shoots. So those are long. For whoever does production, like night shoots are very long and exhausting. So we shoot outside in the woods. I was getting dragged down like 4 steps by a demon by my foot. So it's super easy stunt. Basically, you just sort of slide down the steps, right?
You know, most of us here in the audience would feel to be able to say that we have that experience. It is a horror convention.
Yeah, right. Great show. I love that show.
Now, you've done a lot of motion capture work too, for like video games like Assassin's Creed and Ghost Recon and For Honor. Does that prepare you for a role like Ghostface, where you have, your movements are being interpreted, you're interpreting a character.
Yeah.
Just, I would almost think it would be like a mime preparing some kind of, some kind of a situation to portray or something.
Yeah, I think so. I think the motion capture, I started on Assassin's Creed Black Flag. That was my first. That was my first motion capture job. And after that, I started working in video games quite a lot. So, movement acting. I learned a lot of that through video games and motion capture.
Right.
The character of Ghostface is kind of like that. It's a lot of body acting. So whatever you want to portray, you got to show it with your body, not your mouth. Not your eyes.
Yeah,
especially
exactly.
Ghostface.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it's not the same job, but it relates quite a lot.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Are there certain techniques that you use, certain acting techniques that you use for a non-verbal performance like Ghostface? I mean, is there an exaggeration of movement? Is there a hesitation?
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is there any variation apart from what you would just do a normal role, speaking of?
I mean, I think so. I haven't really thought about it when I was doing it.
Okay.
The only thing that I did practice in the suit was a head tilt. That I practiced.
Oh, okay.
Because, I know. Everyone's like, oh yeah, that. Because the head tilt, because of the hood and the mask that's quite long, the chin, if you move in a certain way, it's going to look like he's sort of ducking his head. If you do it like normally, So I had to practice it so it would look good on camera compared to like just doing it myself. If I did it like normally, it really looked like I was doing that. Versus like I had to push my chin a little forward and go a little bit sideways as if I'm cracking my neck. So I had to think about that just for the head tilt itself. For the rest, I didn't really think about it. I had some directions from the directors for some movies, like the knife swipe. The directors showed me exactly what they wanted.
Right.
Because it's so iconic.
Right.
And the rest I just sort of made it myself, kind of thing, like just went with it, and they liked it, I guess.
Did you have? So you had the freedom to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it was really
That's
like a
good.
great set for that.
That's great.
Like, it was one of the best sets of my life. It was awesome.
Now, are you a fan of horror films? I know the answer to this.
Oh God. Am I a fan of horror films? Depends on the film. If I had, I like zombie movies. If that's a style of horror films,
Yes.
For me, it's
That's
not really
it.
horror. It's more like adventure or
subgenre.
even like survival kind of movie, like post-apocalyptic. Like, what are you gonna do if something happens? So that I like. But horror films, like, I get scared a lot, like really easily. I know, like, it's like, oh man, but you played like one of the scariest characters, on films. Like, yeah, but I get really scared when I watch movies. Like, I gotta watch it with somebody, if not, I won't sleep. And it's like I see like, when I watched It, because my girlfriend at the time really wanted to see it, I was like, yeah, we can watch it, sure. And half the time, like, my eyes were sort of half closed and going like, I don't really want to watch, but I want to know it's over. So, kind of like that. And yeah, but I get really scared of horror films really fast. What can I say?
Well, that's pretty revealing coming from Ghostface.
It's different playing it than being in front of it.
I guess.
I feel. Yeah.
That makes sense. Had you ever seen any of the other Scream films before you got the role?
Yeah. I was not a dedicated fan like you guys are, but I knew about it. I knew what it was about, and I knew that Ghostface was a big deal.
Yeah.
I knew the legend of Ghostface kind of thing, just like
Right.
the legend of Jason, the legend of Freddy, right? He's that entity kind of thing. So I knew about that.